All right, welcome to another video. This is the level where we will start to really get intense because we are going to be making a lot of changes. This, I would say, would be the first shot which looks anything close to a professional looking shot. Okay, so what are these changes? So from the gear point of view, the shooting gear point of view, we're almost using the same things. DSLR with the prime lens and the reflector just like last time. Settings, manual mode, no real change there. The main change comes in something that we've been ignoring till now, which is the background and the surface. And first of all, what do I mean by this? In fact, this image on the left on this slide actually is great for this example. So you can see here that here wooden surfaces and wooden backgrounds are being used. We will also use something very similar. We'll introduce something very similar. It's just that they are going to be paper designs, paper sheets, also called as backdrops. Okay, it's just going to be like a replica of these, but not actual wooden surfaces. And I'll be explaining to you how to buy this, how do they actually look like, and what is the actual advantage of these over these. Okay, so why are paper backdrops much better than wooden backdrops? Also, we are just going to slightly raise the game when it comes to our props. So from minimal props, we are slightly going to move towards intermediate level props. So I'm still going to be using that jute cloth and the beans, but we'll just style it a bit differently. And what you're going to find out is that bad looking mug is going to go away. Okay, so we introduce something much better. Then a huge change. So remember I told you first three levels were with natural light. This time I'm going to be introducing a video light with a modifier which will be the softbox. I will be spending a lot of time in explaining to you why exactly did I actually choose to have a video light instead of a usual studio photography light for what I'm going to show you. Okay, so that is going to just take up maybe a video of its own, which will be coming soon. Finally, we're going to perform almost the same minimal editing that we did in the last level. So I'm not really going to be showing you the editing here. I'll finally, once we've taken this shot, I'll directly show you the edited shot because I would have performed exactly the same things that we did the last time around. So first of all, let's just see all this in action. Let's try to understand some of these things and then let's take this shot. All right, welcome back. So it's finally now time to get really serious and start adding a lot of things. So as I've just mentioned, what are the changes this time? A lot of changes. Okay, the biggest change out of all is that we will finally be using that fake surface that I was talking about. I will just in some moments from now get into the detail of things, like how have I put this on the table using those clamps and how to buy it. I'll exactly show you on the shopping website how do these look. Even for the background, I've used one of the papers. Okay, you'll be able to see it more clearly when I show you the close-up of the shot. So that's a big change. Another big change is this artificial light on the right, which is a Godox light. I will be getting into a lot of details. This is how it looks from the front, okay? And I'll be talking about this light. I'll be talking about the modifier that I've put the softbox on it, and all these things will be slightly covered. And a couple of little changes also. I've just changed the shape of the jute cloth there. As you can see in this close-up, I think this looks more narrow and much more better with the beans coming out of it. And that branded mug was not looking good, so I've replaced it with a much more classy looking cup, which is completely white. Okay, there's no logo, there's no branding there. So these kind of cups usually look much more professional. Okay, I've just changed the shape of the beans a bit. So these are the little changes here. Now first of all, let me just discuss some of these changes in detail, and then we're going to go back inside our camera and shoot this much better looking shot. All right, so first of all, let's quickly discuss about these paper designs or the backdrops that we get. Okay, so you can see here that these are basically just flat sheets with these fake designs on it, and I'm also using these clamps in order to just make sure that they stay connected to the table. Now there are a lot of ways to do this. For example, for the backdrop here, what I have done here is I just have two of my light stands here, and I'm using the same strategy as for the table, that I'm using these clamps in order to just make sure that they stay in place. But food photography and product photography especially are genres of photography where photographers, they are into DIY, do it yourself all the time. So if you want to do it in some separate way, maybe if you want to even use the clippings that you use when you're drying your clothes, you can use that instead of the clamps. Okay, so feel free. I'm going to be showing you some things on Amazon. Doesn't mean you have to definitely buy them. This is how I'm doing it. You can find your own way of doing these little things. Main thing is the results are important. Here it's a scenario where the ends justify the means, but just want to show you at least what these things look like on Amazon. All right, so you can go to Amazon and you'll probably find a lot of different backdrops like these ones. Okay, these are ones that I had purchased, but you can literally just buy any of these. Now, why first of all do I recommend this over using actual wooden surfaces? Well, they're first of all very cheap, so your investment is going to be less. You can carry it around very easily because these just fold into, you get this little box with them and you can just carry them around anywhere, because a lot of times food photography is even done at the client's location. So it's much easier and portable to transport this along with you. So you can even put it inside a bag. Another important point is that because they're so cheap, because they're so portable, you can buy a lot of these, okay? They're just, right now you're just seeing 4 designs. But there are like hundreds and hundreds of designs on Amazon. So you can literally at least have a collection of even, let's say 20 to 30 of these designs, so that every time you take a food shot, it looks different and you can just absolutely go wild with your creativity. Okay. And these, once they do get dirty a bit, they are even washable. Okay. Not washable, but at least you can clean it with a cloth. So they are really versatile and useful. And of course, just to mount them, I like to use these clamps. Okay, so if you just go to Amazon, type photography clamps, you will be able to find it. Of course, I've given you the links to all these things that I'm showing you. Okay, but the reason I also just like to show this is because in case the link I have given you is no longer available, the product, so you know how to search for it yourself. Okay, so this will be the best bet. If you want to do a DIY around this, you can. But right now, I also want to show you the light that I showed you in that video. All right, so let's talk a bit about the light. So this is the light that I'm using, which is the Godox SL60W. It's a video light. That means it's just continuously going to glow like this, as opposed to, let's say, using a photography flash or a strobe light, which fires at a much higher power, just like a flash does. It's basically nothing but a flash. But this, you can just imagine it to be like a normal light, which always just glows like the bulbs that you have inside your house. Okay, now the question is, why did I, for this particular video, and we'll often use this a lot in this course, why have I decided to first of all use this light as opposed to using, let's say, like a flash, which a lot of people use? Okay, that discussion is a very important discussion because it is a big call I took. Okay, because I just feel, first of all, it's more beginner friendly to show it this way. Okay, and it does the job well, but I will go into a detailed discussion regarding that in a separate video, which will come after this shot. Okay, right now I don't want to disturb the pace of the video, but I will be telling you why I decided and why I feel for beginners a video light is definitely a very, very good option when it comes to photography. Food photography. Okay, also you can see the softbox mounted here, so let me quickly first of all show you these things on Amazon. All right, so this is the Godox SL60W. In rupees, it's you can see around 10,000 rupees. In dollars, it'll be around just above $100. So not a very expensive light, not also very cheap, but trust me, as you're going to find out later on, it's very versatile. You can use it for video shooting, photo shooting, and a lot of other things. Probably the most famous video light in the world. Okay, and I'm using this Godox soft 80 centimeter softbox. Of course, like every other time, the links to these are given to you. So right now that you at least know what we're using, what were the changes in the shot, let's get back into our camera and let's actually take the shot.